What does it take to overturn a dynasty?
Data Division 0 are the 2022 Brawl Stars World Champions!
What does it take to end one era and begin a new one?
I think if Reply Totem play their best game possible, they lose in the finals.
How do you change destiny? Luck? Talent? Sheer determination? The answer is simple. The only way to change everything is by being the best.
And looking at the way things are going, Sunny, I don't like this, but I think Help Me are unfortunately going to be giving this one up to Reply Totem.
Mari actually landing a critical stun on the shit they're down for right now, and the bot plays out, the coordination is absolutely perfect, and Totem, they take one mistake and they take it all the way.
Joker's got the 3K, he's got the kill, he's got the slow, the stick around comes in, Tyrant falls, Eslivy falls, and Joker extends the lead to 2.
Hey everyone, before we get into the video, I just want to give a huge thank you to our friends over at the Snapdragon Elite Gaming team for helping us bring you this video, as well as sending us to Tokyo to watch the Snapdragon Mobile Masters live and in person. It was an incredible experience and an amazing tournament, and now we get to tell you how it changed everything. So going into Mobile Masters, there was one name on everyone's lips.
Crazy Raccoon out of East Asia is just simply the best team in Brawl Stars. TM.
They've got ice in their veins, I think is the first thing to say. They just are a very aggressive team, but they are very calculated in their approach, and their drafts are very kind of like themed around what is their opposition rather than just like what they enjoy playing, which makes them very unpredictable in their nature.
Japan has dominated Brawl Stars for almost 3 years with 2 World Championship victories, meta-defining tactics, and a playstyle that simply couldn't be matched by any other region in the world.
I really am a big fan of the Japanese teams, and the way that they play is kind of completely different from the rest of the entire world. They have unparalleled mechanics. Their team play is just a cut above the rest, but I also think that the kind of way that they approach pressure and the mental game is really what gives them an edge over the other regions.
I think it's also just the communication in between them, the preparation that goes into it. I feel like they're scrimming a lot more even, and I do think they just have this kind of synergy. They play as a harmonic unity in a way, not as 3 single players.
Crazy Raccoon, a Japanese super team made up of 2-time world champions and runners-up, were poised to win it all in Tokyo. They sucked all the air out of the room. They were the only team worth talking about, which left a ton of space for underdogs to slip through unnoticed. Nobody was paying attention to Reply Totem going into the tournament. In fact, their entire region was being largely ignored. Europe was once home to Brawl Stars' best and brightest, but years of Japanese dominance were taking their toll. They were falling behind on meta calls, relying on defensive play, while the top teams were pushing it in a far more aggressive direction.
I would say Europe is the exact opposite of East Asia as a region. So East Asia is all about aggression and team play, whereas for Europe, it's all about very slow, try to lower the pace of the game, try to take it at your own pace and control every aspect. They're very lane-centric, so they always want to get very good matchups. So they'll prioritize a lot about lane swapping and trying to get each of their brawlers on the right lanes. This is something that EU kind of taught to the rest of the world, but they haven't really moved forward from that, with the exception of Reply Totem.
But Reply Totem were not your average European team. They dominated their region in 2022, thanks in large part to Joker.
Joker is one of the most transcendent players in the entire world at this game. This young kid came in, and within an instant, he became, I'll say it with my chest, top 3 players in the world, period.
Joker is Reply Totem's all-star. A 17-year-old prodigy who joined the team in mid-2022 and flipped their results around overnight. Totem have been in Brawl Stars for a while, and since 2021 have been headlined by Maru and Mari. The Italian superstars took Totem to a top 4 finish at Worlds the year they joined, but after that they started falling behind, losing ground to other European teams like SK Gaming and Tribe EU. That's when they brought in Joker.
So last year I started my journey, but I was always playing this game, but I was 15, so I wasn't allowed to play. And as soon as I turned 16, I started playing tournaments. I like to win. I'm a really competitive person, and when I was playing like ladder pushing trophies, I was in the leaderboard, so that's when I saw, oh, I'm not bad at this game.
At the time, Joker was an up-and-coming player, carrying his teams at Queso Cups and Snapdragon Pro Series Opens.
The jump from Joker to tank it, Tom still in a 1v2, a nightmare situation as Darkum knocks him out. Baguette with the 3-0 victory over Tribe. I mean, upsets happen, but a 3-0 victory as an upset, that's quite a story.
But the moment he joined Totem, they became the single most dominant team in Europe.
They've got faith in being able to do it anyway. In comes the gadget from Maru, and it's the first one I haven't seen him mess up, and it might be the one to win them the game. Drage pulls in, but it's not enough. Reply Totem are going to be the July monthly final winners for EMEA. The pass through to Maru is there, and Maru can just slot this in quite easily done. That is going to be it. Reply Totem are the first team in the EMEA region to win monthly finals back-to-back, no less.
Hard carry, rookie of the year, leader. There seemed to be nothing Joker couldn't do, except for beating Japan.
Yeah, this is an incredibly close situation, but Maru's solo HP gets muted as well, and Genji shuts him down. That's a lot of damage on safe. This could just be it, and they have done it! Zeta Division 1 are moving through to the semifinals.
Like the rest of the world, Joker, Maru, and Mari had a losing record against the kings of Brawl Stars, which is why everyone had to bring something new to the table ahead of Mobile Masters. If Japan was dominating with perfect in-game play, their competition had to outthink their opponents in the draft.
Draft plays a massive part in Brawl Stars. It's probably more like 60-70% of the entire game can be easily decided by the draft. In some regions, some even say that it's like 100%. You can immediately predict who's going to win by the end of the draft.
But Joker still had his work cut out for him if he wanted to topple a dynasty and lift his first ever international trophy. After all, Reply Totem's very first match of the tournament pitted them against a Japanese team. Crazy Raccoon might have been the tournament favorites, but Help Me weren't far behind. Featuring 2 defending world champions of their own and a 2022 runner-up, they were still a team to be feared. And they gave Reply Totem a fight for their lives.
Maru going for a bit of a sneaky play, tries to get onto Kuru, but he just flies up into the air, tanking a good amount of shots. It is Kenji Hama duking out in a mechanics war against Joker. Will he get this kill? Kuru gets this one, 95 to 93%. Right now, it is Help Me or Reply Totem. Achabi, 99, 97%, 98, 99%. No way! Help Me in the nick of time. She's kind of a semi-tank herself, so this is kind of like Sprout double tank all over again. And with a comp like this right now, Kenji already maybe having a little bit of issues, but Maru gets a quick jump and a double kill already. That is what gives me nightmares. Totem, they are going to be securing the 10th gem, and looking at the way things are going, Sunny, I don't like this, but I think Help Me are unfortunately going to be giving this one up to Reply Totem.
The back and forth series narrowly broke Reply Totem's way, but bringing down a Japanese team so early in the tournament was a huge deal, and it set the tone for the rest of the group.
As they're now forced to move forward into the super, the last call from Elisabeth, it just might be if they're able to finish strong here. Maru tries to get that victory on the right side. He just might be able to as Livy falls. Reply Totem get the win. Totem sweeps in A.
Reply Totem more than proved themselves in the group stage, which made their challenge all the more daunting. Crazy Raccoon was waiting for them in the playoffs.
I think if Reply Totem play their best game possible, they lose in the finals.
The series started off with a close Game 1 victory for Totem.
The first game and the third game looked so good for them, but now it's the Totem show. Turrets flying in with that gadget. It's an insane amount of damage. The RT not really enough to defend right now. Shinetampo, he played so well, but what does it matter when the drafts and the tanks are banging on your safe?
But Crazy Raccoon fired back with an absolutely vicious performance on Out in the Open.
They're still both alive. What is going on? Joker, Mauri, both just unkillable right now. Joker finally falling. Mauri in the 1v3. This is gonna be Crazy Raccoon taking this last game of a knockout 1-1 in sets.
The Japanese players had the momentum, the dynasty, and all the skill in the world. but Reply Totem ran circles around them in the draft.
Amazing kind of stuff coming out of it from Crazy Raccoon, but oh no, tragedy strikes onto them once again. Tensai, his pulls this game seem absolutely cursed because every time he does it, he just seems to drop every single gem in his pocket. He is between a wall and a hard place now, forced to rotate towards Joker, but look at the right side. It is Mari actually landing a critical stun on the shit tempo right now, and the ball flies out. The coordination is absolutely perfect, and Totem, they take one mistake and they take it all the way.
Joker in defense, Mario Maru coming out of spawn. Crazy Raccoon with the last potential push up here. Tensai falling, Moya one shot, 2 seconds left, and it's gonna be Reply Totem winning against Crazy Raccoon. Moving on into the grand finals.
When the dust settled, Crazy Raccoon were down for the count and sent to play in a third place match instead of the grand finals everyone expected them to win. Instead, Joker, Maru, and Mari moved on. Their shocking upset ended more than 2 years of Japanese dominance at international tournaments. But their upcoming opponents weren't who anyone expected either.
Trying to stay in it, another super in from Sands, but Tribe Gaming and A stay alive. This is the final push, Tribe coming in, and it's gonna be enough! It's Tribe Gaming and A, and their redemption arc is complete as they send STMN home packing!
Once, Tribe Gaming were the king of NA Brawl Stars, but this year hadn't gone their way.
Trying to dodge out a lot of damage as Liddy going remarkably offensive, and the takedown. Zar now going in for the final shot. Tyrant falls. Last Rocket Raid on the right side, a missed pull. It's gotta be a hero play, a super to the sky, but the spins, the pins are out, the protesto. STMN Esports are your Snapdragon Pro Series Season 2 champions.
Tribe entered the tournament battling just as many doubts as Totem. Not only were they considered the weaker team coming from North America, they also had a reputation for blowing up when the pressure was on.
When this team wins, when this team does well, Tribe Gaming, they look like one of the best. Zulan looks like an anime superhero, but when they start to lose, they get in their head, they get quiet, and that gets scary.
I mean, I think overall it kind of seems to me like maybe they've just got this camaraderie between them, and Zulan being pretty much the face of Tribe Gaming and the driving force behind the passion behind them. When he's up, Tribe are up, and when he's down, they seem to kind of follow him and go down as well.
And yet, with all the pressure in the world, Tribe kept a cool head. Their win over Stamina was a huge moment, not just because it represented revenge for their brutal loss back at DreamHack San Diego, the tournament that qualified both teams for Tokyo, but because of Stamina's newfound position as one of the favorites to win it all. See, while Tribe were doing their thing in Group B, Stamina were demolishing Group A to the tune of a 3-0 sweep over Crazy Raccoon. The victory was enough to convince everybody that we would be seeing Crazy Raccoon and Stamina in the grand finals for what would be the highest stakes grudge match in history. Instead, Reply Totem beat Crazy Raccoon and Tribe beat Stamina, 2 massive upsets that shifted the course of the tournament entirely.
What we saw over the last couple of days is a complete 180 from Tribe. They start off a match playing incredibly aggressive, going for base races and heist. It's just not what they play, and typically when they take this approach, it is unsuccessful. It falls flat on its face. This is not what they're comfortable with. But they have intentionally pushed themselves out of their comfort zone with somehow no compromise of their previous prowess in their other playstyles. And they have very unpredictably flipped the switch from control to all-out aggression.
But what did this mean for our heroes? Well, Tribe beating Stamina made them instantly look like the best team left in the bracket. Not only that, but the knockout drag-on semifinals series went a full 5 games with plenty of close calls, making it seem like Tribe had finally gotten over their issues with tilt. Zulan looked calm and comfortable, like a man who was about to win $100,000 and cement himself as the one to beat in Brawl Stars' new age. Because going into the grand finals, that is exactly what Reply Totem and Tribe were fighting for. Japan wasn't in the grand finals. Whoever lifted the new trophy would usher in their era, one where anyone could win, but they would be the first to do it. Reply Totem versus Tribe, EU versus NA, Joker versus Zulan, all for the chance to be the new king of Brawl Stars. And at first, things look good for Tribe.
As this right side has also been blown open by that flying elbow drop from El Primo. Tribe Gaming and A on the left side also collecting those last bits of percentage. They're racking up the points, just 10 left. Joker needs to hit some shots out here, but Tyrant's juking him so hard. Mauer on the right side doing his best, but it isn't enough. Tribe Gaming NA, they take back the momentum and they take set number 1.
Game 1 was close, but a victory for Tribe put the wind in their sails. This team was all about momentum, so Reply Totem fired back fast.
Joker also exploding out, but the knockback isn't enough to keep him alive, and Tribe Gaming and A get to run away with 10 gems, 10 seconds remain, and Reply Totem has no positioning to get rid of them. Tribe Gaming, they're safe and sound, and they post up a second game on the board.
Does Livy have the answer? Got the spin on top of him and can't get the reset just yet. Do the shots find it? They don't, but still, 10 seconds.
It could be possible as Livy needs to stay alive on the right side. He does have a super in, but no health. Tyrant continues to push things in on the right side. Zulon trying to do whatever he can, but he's just out of range. And Reply Totem managed to take back the entire set. Enemy number 1 is the clock right here, just 6% differential as we now dip into the countdown. Joker on the right side, ready to jump in at any moment should he get that super. Zulon and his Livy both trying to keep their distance. It's go time, 5 seconds left as Livy has to have something. A jump in from Joker could seal the deal. 2 seconds remain, and not a single whisper from Tribe Gaming NA.
Game 4 was another narrow Tribe victory, setting the stage for a winner-takes-all brawl ball showdown on Pinhole Punt. But this time, Tribe weren't ready for what Joker and his teammates had up their sleeves.
Joker now a pass over to the left, stick around coming down. This could be the death sentence for his Livy. Zulon tries to get up here, slips right around the left side of his Livy. Taken down, it's a wide open goal. Zulon can try and do something, takes down that one. No, a beautiful pass to the right side.
Tyrant keeping Tribe in this one. They're not able to avoid a couple of those curveballs though, and that's going to give control to Totem. They're starting to aggress. Joker's got the 3K, he's got the kill, he's got the slow. The stick around comes in, Tyrant falls, as Livy falls, and Joker extends the lead to 2.
Reply Totem baiting out the clock. An easy goal into the left side. And only if Tribe Gaming and A can bring this back in the last 10 seconds can they stop this domination.
This is going to be it. No chance of a Tribe victory. They remain the eternal second, and Reply Totem add another first place to their tally and are crowned the Snapdragon Mobile Masters champions.
The Game 5 victory was an emphatic statement. Reply Totem were the best team in the world, Joker was their MVP, and the new era of Brawl Stars began with them standing on top of the world.
It feels amazing to be champions of the world, and I'm so happy I can't even describe how I'm feeling. It's an extremely good feeling for me because we finally got what we wanted. We wanted to be world champions, and we finally achieved it.
So how did they do it? How did a team no one saw coming take one of the biggest tournaments in Brawl Stars history? How did Reply Totem end one dynasty and begin another? Were they lucky, smarter, just in the right place at the right time? The answer is actually pretty simple. When it came down to it, with all the pressure on them at the biggest tournament of the year, Joker, Maru, and Mari were just the best. The guy comes over, he's like, oh, do you like wrestling? I'm like, yeah, I like wrestling. Disappears for a little bit, and he comes back with the wrestling tights that Kenny Omega wore for that match. I start crying, and then he points, it's like, that's Will Ospreay's blood. And like this brown stain is like someone's blood. I'm like, look at this! Like,